Remember that wild story from earlier this month? Here's a refresher. Reuters reported Coinbase warns of up to $400 million, 0 cents hit from cyber attack. Crazy, right? If you missed it, don't sweat it. I'll bring you up to speed on what went down. But here's where things get really exciting. After unpacking the story, I want to dive into something game-changing, the perspective of a developer working on the XRP ledger. Turns out, thanks to a specific amendment, the XRP ledger has the potential to completely solve this issue permanently. Imagine a future where attacks like this are a thing of the past. It raises an interesting question. How much will legislation, especially in the US, play a role in unlocking the full potential of the XRP ledger for solutions like this? The crypto space, and the XRP ledger in particular, is leading the charge for innovation. More and more people are catching on to this. And hey, if the XRP ledger ends up being used for something like this, it's just another reason why XRP isn't going anywhere. In fact, it's further proof that XRP and the XRP ledger are built to last. They've already proven their staying power. XRP is clearly one of the standout early successes in the crypto world, and its potential keeps growing. That said, I want to be upfront. I don't have a financial background. This isn't financial advice, and you definitely shouldn't make any buying or selling decisions based on what I say or write. Always do your own research. Here's a headline straight from yesterday's Yahoo Finance. Coinbase hack reveals crypto vulnerability to old school bribery. Coinbase, the cryptocurrency exchange often bragging about building the financial system of the future, just faced a very old school problem: bribery. In a surprising twist, cyber criminals targeted Coinbase by bypassing high-tech defenses and going low-tech instead, bribing retail customer service agents in India. The result? Attackers gained access to the names, addresses, government ID images, transaction history, and account balances of less than 1% of Coinbase's monthly active users. Oh, and they demanded a hefty ransom of $20 million, 0 cents. This breach couldn't have come at a worse time. Coinbase was riding high, celebrating its addition to the S&P 500 and its $2.9 billion 0 cents acquisition of crypto options exchange Deribit. But this incident serves as a stark reminder that even the most advanced systems can fall victim to very human vulnerabilities. Bloomberg revealed Monday that the Justice Department has launched an investigation into a recent hack. According to Paul Graywall, Coinbase's chief legal officer, the company flagged the issue to the DOJ and confirmed that Coinbase itself isn't under scrutiny. Following the announcement, Coinbase's stock took a 7% tumble, but has since rebounded, now down just 1% from its pre-breach closing price. Devin Ryan, head of fintech research at Citizens Financial Group, weighed in, describing the incident not as a fundamental flaw in the company, but as a momentary lapse. They'll face the consequences, learn from it, and move forward, he said. A fair take, and one Coinbase will certainly hope rings true. There's no sugarcoating it. They messed up, and the clues suggest they knew earlier but were forced to come clean because of this ransom situation. Take a look at this. This issue stems from both employee misconduct and flawed processes, Ryan explained. Back on December 26, 2024, cybercriminals began stealing the names and addresses of Coinbase customers, as revealed in a Wednesday filing with the Attorney General. The breach has left 69,461 individuals at greater risk of identity theft or fraud, according to the report. In response, Coinbase wasted no time taking action. Employees found improperly accessing customer data were terminated on the spot. The company also bolstered its fraud protection measures and began notifying customers as early as December, according to an SEC filing. Last week, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong took to X with a video addressing the breach. Instead of caving to ransom demands, Armstrong announced a bold $20 million 0 cents bounty for information leading to the attacker's arrest and conviction. This is undeniably bad news overall, no question about it. But I've got to say, there's one part I really like. Can't help it, I just do. And honestly, it's pretty satisfying. As the saying goes, there's no honor among thieves. So let's be real, $20 million, 0 cents on the table. If someone knows who's behind this, they're definitely spilling the beans. The temptation's too big to resist. I'm not sure how many people actually know the identities involved, but it's a bold move. I love how they flipped the script here. Pay us $20 million, 0 cents or else. And the response is, actually, no, we're offering $20 million, 0 cents to get you caught and convicted. That's wild, seriously. I love that. Anyway, here's the deal. The company announced it has already notified impacted customers and plans to reimburse them while relocating part of its support operations. So Here's what went down. Scammers got hold of sensitive info and reached out to actual Coinbase users pretending to be from Coinbase. They'd say, hey, urgent alert here. Looks like there's a withdrawal from your account. Were you expecting that? You get the picture. By doing this, they tricked users into handing over critical details, letting the scammers log in and steal funds. It's a mess. Some reports suggest losses could add up to a staggering $400 million, 0 cents. Let's give credit where it's due. Coinbase really dropped the ball here. No way around it. This is a massive mistake. They should have had much stricter safeguards to prevent something like this. But here's the silver lining. They're stepping up to make their customers whole. Yep. Anyone who got tricked or scammed is going to be reimbursed. At least they're doing that right. In a bold move, Armstrong even addressed the attackers directly, saying, we're not paying your ransom. That's a stance you don't see every day. As for the damage, Coinbase disclosed in their SEC filing that the estimated cost of this incident falls somewhere between $180 million, 0 cents, and $400 million, 0 cents. Absolutely wild. I remember talking about this when it first happened, and honestly, it's still shocking. Why am I talking about this now? Simple, because there's a solution, folks. Right at the start of this video, I mentioned a post from Phil Kwok. For those who don't know, he's the co-founder of EZA, working on XRP and the XRP ledger while bringing other developers into the ecosystem. What he shared is pretty fascinating. Honestly, I didn't even realize this was a solution. And get this, it comes straight from David Schwartz, one of the brilliant minds behind XRP and the XRP ledger. Phil's passing on the knowledge, and trust me, you'll want to hear this. Here's what Phil said. The Coinbase hack is terrifying. Personal names, phone numbers, even home addresses exposed. But here's the kicker. Phil remembered that the XRP ledger has a built-in solution for this. Ripple CTO David Schwartz shared some incredible insights during our consensus fireside chat last year. Honestly, the guy's a genius. He can spot trends and issues long before they hit. So how does he do it? Let's start with the problem. KYC, know your customer. Regulations require firms like Coinbase to gather sensitive personal data from users. Sounds straightforward, right? But here's the catch. This process creates a centralized risk hub, a potential gold mine for bad actors. David broke it down perfectly. KYC is a cost center for companies. Translation, it's expensive, it's tedious, and businesses don't even want to deal with it. Yet they have to. And that's where things get really interesting. He explained it simply. Collecting your personal info doesn't actually make companies money. In fact, it costs them to process and store it. They only do it because they have to. But here's the kicker. Most companies would love not to deal with your sensitive details at all. That's where David introduced me to the game changer, decentralized identifiers, deeds.id. The DID amendment is now live on the XRP ledger, and it's a big deal. As David put it, this allows companies to meet KYC requirements without hoarding your private data. Instead of every company holding on to your info, specialized providers can securely store and manage KYC data, sharing only what's needed with platforms like Coinbase. It's safer, smarter, and has the potential to revolutionize how sensitive information is handled. Here's the big idea, folks. The XRP ledger can handle KYC requirements while keeping your information private. It's all there, secured, and you get to decide who gets access to it. And guess what? This isn't just a concept. It's already live on the XRP ledger. Honestly, I never thought something like this could solve such a major issue. It just hadn't crossed my mind. But then again, groundbreaking solutions like this don't pop up every day. Pretty awesome, right? And here's the kicker. Companies will have a huge reason to keep our data safe. It's literally their business model. If platforms like Coinbase had used DIDs, that recent hack wouldn't have happened. This is just one example of how the XRP ledger is paving the way for a more secure future for businesses and customers while opening doors to entirely new business opportunities. Yet another reason why crypto isn't going anywhere, folks. My aha moment hit me in 2017, and it wasn't because of DIDs. It was the realization, just as he mentioned here, that entirely new business models could emerge, ones that simply wouldn't exist without this technology and its native coins, like XRP on the XRP ledger. That was the spark. Suddenly, I saw the potential for game-changing, truly useful models built around these innovations. It clicked almost instantly, within days, maybe a week. I knew without a doubt that this wasn't just a passing trend. This was here to stay, and I had stumbled onto something that would reshape the future. That's when everything changed for me. I couldn't look away. My aha moment came while diving deep into XRP. I knew I needed to keep researching to really understand the details and make sure I wasn't overlooking anything. But one simple truth hit me. If what's being claimed about these business models is true, this isn't going anywhere. If it's useful, offering greater efficiency, faster speeds, and more, it's here to stay. Now, this particular model is different from XRP as a bridge currency, but it's something made possible because of XRP and the XRP ledger. And here's the kicker. Every single transaction using this model needs XRP. That's right, XRP drives it all, adding even more utility to the ecosystem. So remember, with every transmission, XRP plays a vital role. Here's something exciting to think about: ensuring the long-term success of XRP and the XRP ledger. And one key element, simplifying identity. Imagine a future where you only have to complete KYC once and your credential works everywhere. Sounds like a dream, right? It's crazy how much sensitive information we're forced to hand over to countless companies. Hacks like the Coinbase breach highlight the risks. Hackers end up with personal addresses, and the consequences can be terrifying. It's not just about stolen assets anymore. There have been kidnappings, robberies, and even violence targeting crypto holders. This is why a world powered by decentralized IDs can't come fast enough. It's about safety, privacy, and control. Remember last year's Fireside Chat with David Schwartz? This is the kind of change that makes those conversations so impactful. It's not just a post, it's a vision for the future. How exciting is this? And honestly, David Schwartz is nothing short of a genius, no question about it. Imagine this. What if the XRP ledger became the go-to blockchain for something like this? It's not just wishful thinking, it's a real possibility. Why? Because it works. It's a proven solution. The XRP ledger has been running smoothly for over a decade now. That's not a trial, that's reliability in action. Think about it. Over 10 years of flawless uptime with no major hiccups. If you're looking to build something big or adopt tech in this space, the XRP ledger is an obvious frontrunner. Who'd risk it all on an untested, brand new blockchain? Why risk it? What if the code has flaws? What if something breaks? You want a system that's battle tested, one that stood up to years of relentless scrutiny. That's the XRP ledger. For over a decade, hackers have tried to crack it, and every time they've failed. Why? Because cryptography works. It's not something you can fake or rush. It's earned over time. And time, my friends, isn't something you can code into a blockchain. It's something only experience can give. In the fast-moving world of crypto, XRP is a veteran, and that matters. In crypto terms, a little over a decade might as well be ancient history. Sure, it's not wildly old, but for blockchain, this is OG status, one of the oldest chains out there. Pretty cool, right? So hats off to all of you who figured out the potential of crypto long before the rest of the world caught on. Visionaries, the lot of you. What's even more exciting is the game-changing solutions this asset class is bringing to life. We're talking life-altering stuff here. Oh, and quick side note, I stumbled across something interesting while Googling DIDs, decentralized identifiers. There's an AI-generated overview you might want to check out. Just pause here and give it a look. It's fascinating how DIDs are meeting KYC and AML standards. Yep, you can actually use this tech for compliance too. Wild stuff. But hey, just a friendly reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't make any buying or selling decisions based on what I say or write. Trust me, that'll be a very bad idea. Stay smart out there.